Before we get into this video, we have a new project we want to tell you about. It's been years in the making, conceived while we were through hiking the Appalachian Trail.
If you're watching this video, you probably enjoy real-life adventure stories, reading them, following them, maybe even writing your own.
The project is called Outsideways. Outsideways is an adventure journaling platform for outdoor enthusiasts to share their adventures with family, friends, and the world. So whether you are into hiking or backpacking, canoeing,
Skiing, snowboarding,
cycling, pack rafting, whether you are out for the afternoon, the day, or the weekend,
or maybe you're out for a week or months-long adventure,
Outsideways is the place to share the stories
and share your pictures
of your adventures.
The only way that you can spend a lot of time walking in the woods, doing a through hike as either an individual or a family is by regularly going into town to resupply. What we do when we resupply is we eat. And a lot of through hikers, when they come into a town or they get off the trail, their top priority is eating. To get fresh foods, to get fresh cooked foods, things that aren't trail foods, things that aren't pesticides and ramen noodles and tuna packets. And in our case, our family, eats the rice and the pasta and all that. But we love to just eat real fresh food off the trail. So there's a lot of emphasis on eating. And places that cater to hikers are things like all-you-can-eat buffets, restaurants with very large portions and small price tags. So that's a big thing when you get off the trail. You want to eat. Another thing that you do with a resupply is you get your groceries. That's the whole idea of resupply. You're resupplying what you need to get back on the trail. Smaller trail towns will have maybe smaller grocery stores or even convenience stores, and we've had to get some of our just temporary resupplies at places like that. That's when we had the Beanie Weenie experience. So, but for the most part, we've been really blessed that we've been able to have people drive us to bigger centers to get food from larger grocery stores. Grocery shopping is the big part of a resupply. And that's the whole point, to get your food and get back into the woods. thing we do on a resupply is laundry. I've spent a lot of time scrubbing socks, scrubbing shirts that have all stains along the shoulders and down the back, and cleaning in general, cleaning packs, sometimes cleaning shoes, though not too often, but just cleaning pieces of gear that need to be cleaned. I've soaked clothes, really dirty clothes, in bathtubs, in motels. I've tried to wash them with my feet, rinse them out a bit. Clothes get really dirty when you wear them in the woods for days and days, and throwing them just in the machine without any pre-washing or rinsing or scrubbing doesn't get them clean. I wanted to try to get our clothes as clean as possible. I didn't want us looking so grungy. So I've spent a lot of time cleaning clothes on our resupplies. I've done this in many different ways: buckets and bathtubs and sinks at laundromats and the sink in the bathroom at a motel, all kinds of different things. The highest compliment that was paid to me in this regard was we were in Virginia and somebody mistook us for section hikers. And when we told them that, no, we're through hikers, they said, I never would have guessed you guys look too clean. So I took that as a compliment.
I'm walking downtown Buena Vista. I believe it's Buena. They pronounce it differently, but I can't remember how they pronounce it. I'm walking down the main street. It's like a small town America. It's cute, actually. So I'm walking down the main street to the laundromat. I hope it's open Saturday night. I hope it's open. And I'm continuing to walk. I'm kind of out of the cute, leafy downtown area into the downtown outskirts. So I have no idea where the laundromat is. It's supposed to be like 3 blocks. It was supposed to be 3 blocks down here. So I keep walking with my backpack and my bag of things that I hand scrubbed, because I've learned that laundry does not come clean after it's been on the trail for 4 or 5 days by just throwing it in the washing machine.
Another important thing of resupplying is having a shower. Obviously, if you're staying in a motel or hotel, there's showers. Hostels have showers, and hostels will provide all the things you need for showers too. They'll provide the towels, soap, body care products. That was something I wasn't expecting. One of the places that we did our resupply at was Graymore Spiritual Life Center in New York, and we camped in a field, and our shower there was an outdoor cold shower, but it did the job, and we got clean, and it was in July, so it wasn't that cold to be outdoors. Another thing that people do off trail is they get on computers, and we had to do a lot of this because we have online businesses. We're doing this project, and we have email to manage and correspondence with our video editors. And if we're ordering gear or having things sent to us on the trail, all of that, we do online. A lot of places will have computers for hikers to use. There might be a computer in a motel lobby. Hostels often have a computer for guests to use. We started the trail with having iPads and trying to do all of that on an iPad, and we switched to a small laptop for our personal needs to make it easier, because doing all of our computer work on iPad was not sufficient for our needs. Most people don't carry laptops on the trail, however. Another important part of our resupply days was letting the kids relax. It's really important for us, for them to have a day to sleep in, a day to be really relaxed in their movement, not to be doing a lot of physical activity. They played video games with people, they watched movies at people's houses, did a lot of lounging around. We did not do so much of that because we had all this other work to do.
Every time we come into a town to resupply, it almost takes us 24 hours, with
all of the food buying and organizing and, you know, getting in and out of town. And there's always little things we have to do. We have to pick up things from mail drops, or we have to order something because, you know, somebody's worn out a pair of shoes, or we need a new piece of gear because we've had a gear failure. You know, when it's all said and done, that takes 24 hours.
Now, our resupply days have changed over the course of our hike. The first 3 months of our hike, our resupplies were timed with coming into a town at about the 3 to 5 days from the last resupply that we did. And we would come into a place, sometimes we'd be hosted by somebody, they'd pick us up, we'd be able to do all of our things at their house, and then they'd get us back on the trail the next day. Through most of Virginia, we stayed in motels, so it was trickier to get into town. Sometimes we would walk into town, sometimes we'd catch a shuttle into town, sometimes we hitched. After we partnered with YWAM in Pennsylvania, we changed our resupply days to be once a week. Because we could have access to the truck, we would hike 6 days. We hike 6 days and then get off the trail for 2 nights and spend 1 full day doing our resupply. This made things easier on several accounts. We could hike more days without stopping. We could store food in the truck. And also the mailing, we didn't have to do as much mailing of things because we could store extra things in the truck also. So extra pairs of socks, extra supplies for our first aid kit. So that saved us a lot of time. So we weren't spending so much time doing the mailing. Now that I am off trail, because of my injury, I am able to do all of our resupply during the week so that our 0 day on the weekend is really restful for all of us. The only thing I have to do that day is the laundry and cooking if someone isn't hosting us. At the very beginning of our journey, our resupplies were very stressful and very hectic because we hadn't ever done this before and we didn't know what we were doing and we weren't very efficient. And the longer we went, the more efficient we got. And then once we partnered with YWAM, we were really efficient. And then now we're probably at the height of our efficiency because I'm able to do a lot of things off trail. And so we can just take a rest day. It's kind of ironic.